This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, guys, the list part. The only one thing which I need to discuss is list function. I hope I'm not sure if I have discussed this part. Or list constructor. You can call this as a list constructor as well. Excuse me. So, what is this list constructor? Why do we need it? See, we can create list in two ways. I told this in the beginning of the session. Okay. Excuse me. Using index operator like this. Okay. We have seen that example. We have worked on all this rigorously. And the second one is using list function or list constructor. But the purpose of list constructor is not just creating a list. It is also used to implement typecasting. We had discussed that in the last class. Why do we need it? It is used for typecasting. Clear, right? So that is the point. So now I am talking about this one list function. Just for 5 to 10 minutes, I'll discuss this and close this and switch to the tuple topic today. A new topic and other things we had discussed, how to extract list and okay, and how to copy elements from one list to another list, how to remove duplicates. And we had seen all such examples in the last session. That is not new for us. Okay. So what do we do right now? Let us switch to the discussion of list function. Now, why do we need list function? As I just discussed, it can be used in many ways. It is used to create an empty list, or it is used for applying casting. Means I can convert any iterable object to list type. Like iterable in sense I can convert byte to list, or byte array to list, or tuple to list, or set to list, or dictionary to list. So these are all conversion functions. So like we have discussed conversion functions even in the earlier sessions, like how these conversion functions work. We had a discussion in the last couple of beginning sessions. Now going to this point, how list is useful. I'll just quickly show you with idle. Yeah, yeah. Somebody, can you mute your machine, folks? Hemant, Hemant. Hello. Okay, then I had muted it, not an issue. So now let me open this. Go to file, new. Now save it as some. I'm just saving it as a test. Okay, I'm not giving a serious name here. Just I'm giving test here. So in this, what I'm doing is creating a list x equal to list. If I create list like this, it is an empty list. I can also create like this. This is approach one, of course, and then if you want to add elements, we know that we remember from last session. We can say x dot append of 10. Okay, okay, like this you can keep adding elements to the list. Like in C++ Java, don't try to initialize values through index. Don't say x of 0 equal to 1, x of 1 equal to 10, or x of 2 equal to something. So indexing operation is applicable for extracting, means for reading elements, for updating elements, for inserting or adding elements to list. We cannot directly do that through index. I had discussed that in the last couple of sessions. and we had a detailed analysis, like if it what if we try to initialize directly. Okay, all that discussion had happened. So now you can print this. This is one way of creating a list. We can just create an empty list, and we can just add elements to that list, and then we can use those elements somewhere in the processing like this. Okay, that is one approach. Actually, this is not so. If you want to do like this, if you want to create a list and add elements, then you can go with index operator. List constructor or list function is not necessary. The purpose of list function is more for applying casting. Suppose I want to convert some other data structure to the list. You got the point, right? Any other data structure to the list, then I am going to use which one, list function, something like this. Suppose I want to give a list of elements here itself. Even here also we have to pass that in a iterable object, like in a collection form. You can see this is actually, this is how we declare list. When I'm using list function without using this, suppose if I directly assign values like this, I get a compilation error. This kind of this thing don't work here. Are you following? This kind of assignment don't work here. If you try to run this, you run the code and you see it, you got an error. Can you see there? And it's saying list expected at most one argument got 5. Why? Because here it has to be given in the form of a list like this. If not list, it has to be given in the form of tuple or set or map or dictionary, of course. You understand this, right? So that's the idea about how we can use list. So now you can just run this, and other operations you can use it in the same way like how we have done while working with the index operator. We have discussed that in the previous sessions. The same list we can also create like this. This is actually the most recommended way. I clearly told you a couple of times so far. What is that? List function or list constructor is applicable only when you are going for any conversion of one collection to this list form. But in other cases, you can directly go with index operator. That's your choice. Okay. You can also, create like this, and you can apply other operations as usual without any much difficulty. Okay. Clear, right? So we get the same output, of course. Next one after this. Next. So that's the idea about list, and these are different ways of using list. We can convert or we can create a list from existing list. Of course, a bracket is missing here. You can add it. Second one, we can convert a set to list. This is another example. We can convert a dictionary to the list. This is all this we can see one by one. Whenever we go to set topic or dictionary topic, I will show you the different ways of converting one data structure to other data structure, one collection to other collection. Nothing to worry about it. So we will discuss the conversion process, like how this happens. Is it clear, right? So now, so that we'll see along with each topic. Suppose when I start with set or when I start with dictionary, I will show you what are the possible conversions we can do here. And these are all discussed. This is done actually. All this is done. And I told you in the last class also, a list is a mutable and ordered data structure. It can be modified. You can replace values in the list. We have seen few examples in the beginning. It is mutable and it can be modified or ordered. All these indexed data structures definitely preserves the order. All this will preserve order of insertion. This is another example. Okay, what is this? This is like simple. I told you this, right? You remember what is this list comprehension? What is this, sir? List comprehension. It is showing clearly here. What is that? If I write something like this is equivalent to this. What is that? We are iterating two lists. One from list one, that is 1, 2, 3, and second from list 2, 3, 1, 4. And we are seeing whether the elements of list 1 and list 2 are same or different. X not equal to Y. If it is not same, then we are asking what is that? Uh, Append these elements of X and Y to some other empty list, new list otherwise. So the same program you can also rewrite with the list comprehension like this. I had discussed this in the last class. The list comprehension thing. If you are new, I have shared all this, the sessions in your WhatsApp group. I will upload probably today in the YouTube. You can go through that also. So this is one simple example how to get this. What is that? The common elements. Like we'll just run this, and sometime back I use this example. Let us see what this is doing here now. So probably in this tool is, if x not equal to y, means if they are not same, then you add it to combinations. Okay, we'll just run it and see what is the output we are going to get here. Unexpected indent. Okay, not an issue. Just move it a bit here. That's enough for us. So we don't get any output because we should print what? We should print off comms. So now take this and run module. So it's giving all possible combinations. 1 3 1 4 2 3 2 2 1 2 4 3 1 3 4. So what is this giving us? It is giving the combinations. Okay, that's fine. Of course, when both are not same, except that 1 1 2 2 3 3. Are you following, guys? Except that it is asking to give us all the possible combinations. That is the code. So that's what. If both are not same, then you do the combinations. If both are same, don't do the combinations. That's all. Clear, right? Suppose if you comment this and run, you get like this. What do you get? Right? I had discussed this about inner loop behavior. If outer loop iterates for one time, inner loop iterates until all the elements here are executed or iterated, or if the condition in the inner loop is false. Okay, we had a discussion. I am just removing comment and running out of my curiosity. See, you got this. If I just don't put the condition, what is that? It will also return the combination of itself also. Similar combination. If anyone is any similar combination, same combination is present, you get that. But this program is more of what is that is providing the combination of elements excluding same combination like 1 1 2 2 3 3 like that. That is the example here. The same example you can rewrite with list comprehension like this. What comprehension? List comprehension. X comma y, for you can see here now. This is first iterator, this is second iterator, this is your condition. You know the syntax, right? Expression, iterator and a condition. This is the syntax of list comprehension. You get an idea one more time when I discuss tuple comprehension. Again, I'll talk about the same in tuple comprehension. Again, I'll just quickly explain like how this comprehension works, so that it's easy for all of you to understand how this comprehension is going to behave. But for now, this is after doing so many programs, I don't think for you guys it is difficult to understand what I am trying to tell. Now the second one is, this is actually, more or less creating nested list within list. Okay, what is it? List within list. If you see this, like you can see here. Okay, so you can also iterate two lists like this. This is a small example. Why don't you try this example now? So suppose I have nested list like this. You can take this and you can try this also. This is a nested list example. So what is nested list? So a list can have another list inside that. So that is what a nested list is all about. Okay. So this is the one. Now what I need is you iterate this each list and you flatten this now. Write a code to flatten this nested list. You know what is flattening? Extracting all the elements, like the resultant array has to be like this. Our list has to be like 1, 2, 3, comma 3, 4, 5, 6. This is called flattening. If any inner lists were there, all that elements from inner list you have to extract them and combine, merge into one single list. That is what we call flattening. This is one of the popular functionality when you work with these big data applications, or many other different analytical applications. Flattening concept. So why don't you try this manually? Try it now. How do you do the flattening? It's a very simple thing. You can try it. Come on. Is there any? Take 2 minutes and finish this. And if you have questions, just type in chat box. I might, explain, I clarify it immediately or at the at least end of the session. I'll just show you this. It's a very simple code. Whenever we have nested list like this, every time when you iterate this list, you have to see whether any list is present in that or not. Suppose I might have a tuple also inside that. It's not just, because list is a heterogeneous collection. Heterogeneous in the sense it might have different types of data. It might have uh, scalar values, it might have vector. Scalar in sense individual elements. Vector means collections. It might have a list, or it might have a tuple, it might have a set inside that, or it might have normal elements like int, float, and string elements. Point is, I had discussed the same example in the last session. When you have a heterogeneous data, how do you just recognize it and how do you test it, what data is present, and how do you sort it out, and how do you put it into a separate list according to data. That examples we have done in the last week. So those who attended, for them this is a cakewalk. Those who didn't, you can just observe it. This is very simple. Python is the most easiest language comparative to other popular languages like Java, like Scala. Because I'm working on all these languages, and I'm not trying to exaggerate anything here. But if you ask me which one you like to code, means I always recommend. I feel personally Python is much simple to me. So for I in, I'm iterating it. See here now, for I in X, what should I do? Every time I iterate, it will get this whole collection, this whole list is treated as one element. Now I should see if any list is present, because we have just only lists inside that. I had discussed this example in the last week, this program, and I will upload in YouTube. You can go through that and understand. All these scenarios are necessary for you. It's up to you. See, there is no force on you. But if you learn it tomorrow somewhere, you can apply it. If you ignore it, then it's fine, no issues. So now, if I equal to list, suppose if it is a list type, right? What is the class? Whenever we declare any type, any collection, any data type, internally it has some built-in class, right? You remember? How do you get that? By using which function? ID returns address. Of course, this comparison is not 100% correct here. I have to use type function, right? Did I use type? So if I want to know what type is this I, you iterate collection one by one. What do you have to do? Find out the type of I equal to list. Okay. If it is list, then what you have to do? Take one more nor another empty collection. Then what you do? Append all these elements to that y dot append of what is that? I think at least you know this, right? By now, if you observe that, is there any difficulty to understand that? This is flattening. When I print y, I get a flattened version of the existing x. So now print y. These are all most applicable functionalities. With experience only, I am telling you all this, guys. Okay. So now, what should I print now? I should print y. What is that? It is giving me 1 minute, guys. There is something missing. I'll correct it, not an issue. Okay. Because when I iterate this x, I itself is a collection. Both are just only collection elements here. Again, we should iterate I. What should I do? If I should flatten this inner list, I itself is a collection. If I directly say y dot append of I, again we are doing the same. We are creating a similar collection. We are not flattening. So if I should flatten, what should I do? What should I do? Again, I should iterate each inner list and extract those elements and add it to another collection. Isn't it or not? Like how? Like this. For if it is list, okay. Usually we have only two lists, but if we have more heterogeneous elements, not only lists. If we have tuples or if we have scalar data like int, float, all these complex types, then this filter is very important. If you don't put filter, again it is going to append all the elements, not just only the inner list. Okay, are you following the point? So what should I do right now? After checking if it is list, then for I in j, sorry, for j in I. Why j in I? I is a collection. For your kind information, observe this point. I forgot that. That's why I didn't get what? I didn't get the flattening. So I should iterate collection. Now I should add j to y. This time I am pretty much sure I get flattened array. What I get? I'm pretty much sure. Can you say this now? Okay. Clear now? Did I get this flattened array or not? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got it right now? So this is simple example of what is that array flattening. What flattening? Or list flattening. This is one of the very popular functionality in when we just usually work with the data analysis. Okay, you can go and check in Scala and you go and check in Spark, Spark Scala or Spark Python. You have these functionalities. Okay, you don't need to take my statement as granted. You can go and check in the Google, then you understand. Is it clear, right? Next one. I'm just keeping, already I have done it, I hope. Next one. We can also have like this, so many. This is actually, not with similar, we have different, yeah, flat map. That's what. The same function we are trying to understand without taking any built-in functions help, Sandeep. So whatever we do in Python, we try to implement without taking help of built-in functions. We understand how the algorithm behaves, how actual algorithm works. For that you need to have patience. So understood is my usually the actual what word pet word, because from 14 years into the teaching field, whenever if I use more understood, don't take it what is that boring. Now this is another example with what is that. If you look at this collection, this is also a list with the nested list with the different order of elements. First list has 3, second list has 4, third list has 5. Got it right? Yes or no? So the same list we can iterate with again list comprehension like this. Which comprehension? List comprehension. Okay. You can test this example. That's not something difficult to understand. Understood, right? You can test it yourself because we had discussed almost all the basics which are necessary to understand this example. Okay, try it yourself, not maybe after session. Now I'm moving to the tuple. What is tuple? It's simple. It is also just like list. Okay, but the difference is, what is the difference? Tuple is immutable, ordered of collection elements. Immutable in sense we cannot modify the elements of tuple. Okay, but it is, what is that? It has indexing. Again, it is an indexed data structure. Usually, tuple is used to store what is that both homogeneous and heterogeneous. Even list is used to store homogeneous and heterogeneous. Maybe if you ask me, sir, I want to store same type of data, all elements must be same in list, put it, no issue. Sir, I want different types of elements in list, put it in that, no issue. Same thing, we can do it for tuple also. We have seen examples, right? We have proved it. We can have heterogeneous data in a tuple, sorry, in list. We have seen that in the last week also. Similarly, tuple can have heterogeneous data. Okay, it's up to you. Heterogeneous in sense we can have different types of data, or if all elements are same also, nothing to it. And one more important point, tuples are not growable. It's not dynamic like list. If it is list, you can keep on adding 1,000, 1 lakh, 1 crore elements to the list. There is no limitation. It's a dynamic data structure. Dynamic means it's keep growing and shrinking. You can remove elements from list. You can add elements to list. How do you remove elements from list? Pop and remove functions. You remember, right? See, sometimes striking that function in the need of the hour is very important. Which functions are there? Of course, Google is there. It will help you to give you all that. Nothing to worry. It is a project implementation. So tuple is not like that. It is not dynamic. It is static. Suppose you n number of elements to the tuple, then it will fix there. You cannot again add elements to that and grow it. You got the point, right? It is a static data structure, not dynamic. Okay. And you declare tuple with the parenthesis, not with the index operator. And there is a point which I make a note here. If a tuple has mutable objects, we can modify those values. We came to know that tuple is immutable, no doubt about that. We cannot modify it. Then here we are coming with one more statement. What is that? If a tuple has mutable objects, we can modify those values. These two statements are a bit contrasting. Is that both are a bit contrasting? I think you understood the points, right? Difference between list and tuple is list is dynamic, tuple is static, fixed in size. We can modify list, we cannot modify tuple except if in that tuple the objects which you add are mutable objects. That we'll see with example more than making statements. If you look at a practical example, I will tell you, oh, this is what the point is. And other important things. We can have different types of data. See, when it is heterogeneous means it can be, if you want, you can put all elements same or different. That's up to you. But usually in a project, you don't put one integer, one string, one float. This is actually a bullshit. You got it right. In a project, it might be if that list have most probably. I'm talking about the majority of the cases. If the data is integer, it will have list will have all integers only, all float only, all double only. Sorry, all strings only. You don't have much like one integer, one float, one double. Mixture of data doesn't usually we don't have such kind of scenarios. I'm saying a majority cases. I don't say that in all 100% cases. There might be one or two exceptional cases. Got it right. But when something is heterogeneous, it can have all same type or different type. That's it up. It's up to the developer. Clear, right? Now I am moving to the example. How can we create tuple? How can we create tuple with the parenthesis? How can we create a list with the square brackets? We call it as index operator. What is the function which we can, other way of creating list is by using list constructor or list method, you can call as you like. Okay. What is the, even same thing here also, there are two ways to create a tuple. What are those two ways? One is using parenthesis, second one is tuple function again or tuple constructor. Which constructor? As you know, all of you, it's not difficult to find the type of any data, type of any collection or any data type. Okay, you just open your one thing, just command prompt. Go for Python prompt here. You see, if I say x equal to 1, 2, 3, what is this, gentleman? Observe carefully. I want to know the data type of this. What is the internal class implemented? Type of X. What is this? It's clearly visible. Now you take tuple. How can we create tuple? Parenthesis 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I want to know the inbuilt class, implicit class name, internal class name. Okay. So how do I do that? Again, type of X. This time, what do I get? Can you see here? Tuple. Another way of creating tuple. What is that? X equal to tuple of here. Whenever we take such functions, when you talk about this collection functions like list or tuple or set or dictionary, dict functions, the input for these functions are always collections, iterable objects. What objects? Iterable in sense it will have group of values, collection object. What object? Collection means it doesn't have, they are not scalars, they are vectors. Scalars means any individual element, vector means group of elements, and such things are called collections in the simple terminology. You understand, right? So how do I create construct a tuple? I can construct it, like this, but already you have idea about list, right? I can pass a list to this, and now I can construct a tuple. Can you see this now? I can pass another tuple to this. I cannot directly pass elements and I ask a tuple function to create tuple. I cannot say 1, 2, 3 like this. These are all scalar elements. What elements are? This tuple function just expects how many arguments? Can you see there? What is the error? Tuple expected at most one argument. Got how many? Can you pass group of elements as one object or not? Possible. That's what collection is, right? Representing group of elements as a single entity, as a unit, isn't it or not? So how can I do that? I can pass a tuple as a tuple itself, like put it in the parentheses and pass it. This is applicable. Okay, fine. Are you following this up? If you have followed list, it's almost same like list only, but with some differences. This is static, that is dynamic. Which is static, which is dynamic? Tuple is static. There are no functions to add elements to the tuple. There are no functions to remove elements from the tuple. There are we don't have many functions like in the case of list. This list, we have so many functions for adding, for removing, for updating, for copying. But for tuple, we don't have any such kind of functions. We have just only limited functions on tuples. This is immutable, whereas list is mutable. You can modify list, whereas we cannot modify tuple. But exception is if at all, if the objects inside tuple are mutable, those we can modify. I'll show you that. There is nothing to worry. Then you can read elements. What is the point? We can what we do? What can we do here? We can read elements from tuple. Read in sense extracting. How do I extract elements? X of 0, X of 1. All other operations are same. So see, same thing. Tuple also has same kind of behavior. Are you following, folks? Yes, sir. So how to access elements from a tuple? Tuple can be heterogeneous. See, you can see one more thing. If I don't use any parentheses, another way of creating tuple. This is only applicable for tuple. If you see here a small example, what is that? Observe this. Are you following or not, guys? This is heterogeneous tuple. If you see, this is empty tuple, heterogeneous tuple. Now, if you see here, don't worry, indentation is not a big issue. We have to just place it in the beginning. Now, print it. Does this has heterogeneous data or not? Are you following? The other one which I have created is homogeneous tuple. This is heterogeneous. But the nature of all these are Homogeneous or heterogeneous? Homogeneous means same, sir. Heterogeneous means different. Different data. Following up. Clear now? Next after this. You can also test this, sir. See, don't use any parentheses. Don't use. See here. Okay, just I am directly initializing group of values to a variable. I didn't get any error to my surprise and print it. What's happening? It is getting converted to tuple. So this is another important observation. Make a point. What is that? When you try to initialize a group of values without using any operator like index or parenthesis, then by default it is converted to which data type? Tuple. But this kind of assignment is not possible in other languages, but except in Python. Understood? Except for Python, no other languages accept this. This is what is that? Assigning multiple values to one variable. It's not possible in C or C++ or Java or other languages, most of the languages. But here, when you assign group of values to some variable, it is treated as a tuple. How it is treated? It is treated as a tuple. It is converted to tuple. You can see there. Got this point here? Right, next one. And we can apply slicing, test slicing here. You know how to apply slice operator, right? We had a discussion that starting from strings. Okay, you can try a few examples also. You can see here t of 0, t of minus 1. See, you know, right, the internal data structure, how it is organized. Again, it has this indexing, isn't it? Tuple. These are all indexed data structures. From day one, I am telling you this. When I say indexed, it has a positive and negative indexing in Python. If it is Java or C or C++, you have only one indexing, positive indexing, 0 to n minus 1. But here, suppose you take a small example. This is my example. This is my tuple. If I say something like this, 1, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's look like this. So it is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And here it is minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1. That's how it look like. So if you want to apply any slicing, how this slicing works? How slicing left to right combination you have to take. We had discussed this. Suppose if I say 0 colon minus 1, what do I get? Almost except the last one because it is exclusive, I told you. You know all the combinations, right? How slicing works. So here, if you look at this, few examples, you can take so many, sir. 1 colon 14. You get something like this. Sorry, 1 colon 4. Okay. Similarly, 0 colon minus 1. What do I get now? Can you see there? Except hello, I got the rest of the list. Understood? We had a discussion about this. Okay. Right. Next one after that. How to iterate tuple. Another example. How to iterate a tuple. Are you ready for that? So let's see this. Now write a program. I'll give a small requirement. Work on that. Take the same, or it's your choice. What kind of data you want to put it into your tuple is your choice. Now I'll give a small use case. Work on that. Write a program to it and store each type of data, into a separate. You put it into list. Now you know list, right? Do you have idea about list? Now let's do the combinational functionality. Got it, right? Let's apply both. How we can use tuple and list together. Got it, right? So you have to start playing like this. At this level, if you can play with all this type of programming, at complex level, it's not difficult. People might think logic is same for everyone, sir. But how to apply all these things is very important. Understood? Try this example now. Does this? So okay, let me just show you how to work with this. This is my, no, this is the list I am asking. You can take this small example, not an issue. I'm using idle, so it's good to use idle whenever we. This is my tuple. Now you iterate it. How to see iteration is same, sir. How you iterate tuple is same. Okay, same like how you have done for list, how you have done for bytes, how you have done for byte array, how you have done for string. There is no change in this. Okay, for I in, okay, t colon. What should I do right now? I have to put it into a different. So there are different types of all integer and list and string is there. For now it is static. Suppose if it is a dynamic, no, dynamic one, you don't know what data comes, what type of data is there. Then in such cases, you have to go with all possible cases like a switch case. You know, we have 5 data types, 5 types of data: int, float, string, and then double is not there, complex and boolean. You have to check for each type there, and you need to have 5 collections for that. If it is dynamic, because you don't know what data comes, right? And how many collections are there? Bytes, byte array, but usually bytes and byte array are rare, rare to come to the this thing. But list and then tuple and dictionary is also quite common. That is most used data structure. So you have to check all these possible data types. Then based on that, you should separate it separately. So I'm just giving a small use case how to think dynamic. When if it is static in front of you, you can see you have all integers are list or string is there. You need to create 3 different lists, and you can check what type is that and then put it into the each list separately. You understand, right? But suppose if data is dynamic, how you are going to recreate a program for that? Following or not? What data comes to me, I don't know how you are going to handle it. Understood, right? So for now here, how many collections, how many lists I have to create? So I1 equal to something, then L1 equal to something. This is for list, and S1 equal to. So how many I took here? 3 different lists. Now I am doing a condition check. What is that? If I, type of I equal to int, then what should I do now? I1 dot append of I. Else if sorry, elif type of I equal to list. So then what is that? L1 dot append of what? I. Else what is it, sir? Because I have just only remaining is string. S1 dot append of I. Save it. Now what you have to do? Print it. Which one should I print? Print of I1 SS. You can print your this source also. You can print your tuple also if you want. That's your choice. Okay. So here print of I1, L1 and S1. Save it and run it. Any corrections we can do it again. There is some issue here. Unindent does not match outer declaration. Okay, what is that? Might be if it is because yeah. So here this is not indented properly. See small change also it's not agreeing if it is indentation. You have to be careful there, okay? Got it right? All lists into list collection, string into separate list for string, separate list for list, separate list for integers. Suppose now I know the data, I am seeing it and I am able to write a code according to that. If it is dynamic, I don't know what data comes, then you have to go with all possible scenarios. Got it right? That's how you have to think, sir, as a developer. Got clarity now? Okay, next one. So all these are required use cases because I keep working on such kind of use cases. You get a JSON format. Usually in when you go to data analysis, because Python is more in data analysis, right? Usually we get data in the form of some files. You don't get structured data in many cases. In certain cases, data is structured. In certain cases, data is semi-structured. People say that unstructured is in very few cases you get unstructured. That is a totally different thing. But in majority of the big data projects, as a developed big data engineer or a data scientist, what you see is you see either structured data or semi-structured data in most of the cases. So far, in all the projects which I have worked, I didn't work with unstructured data. And I don't mean that we don't have unstructured. There are different, there are few might be cases where we might deal with that such data. In all these cases, your data might come in the form of JSON. JSON is the quite semi-structured, one of the most popular semi-structured data, or XML or CSV. XML is also a rare kind of semi-structured data you get. But you get what? Either CSVs or you get XLS, or you get what is that? Either in the form of JSON. Are you following this? If it is JSON, again inside JSON, data can be in different formats. But how you are going to play with JSON? How you will check? It's like all this, whatever you are doing right now, this is going to come to you, rescue you. If you can try all this here, there it is nothing. Are you following this or not? So I'm talking more how these are useful to you because people this. I'm not saying not everyone, at least majority of the people don't talk because they just want to finish syllabus and get out. Got it right? So next one. After that, what do we do right now? So what is the advantage of using tuple here? When you have limited fixed data and it doesn't change. So which one should I prefer? Tuple, because tuple is giving better performance than list. Next one. The possible functions which we can apply on tuple. Following guys. So this is till this point you are clear, right? Next one, other functions where we can try on tuple is index and count. I think you can also try count on list also. See, I'll just show you. Suppose functions which are part of tuple API. Which API? Present inside tuple class. Which class, sir? I told you clearly. If it is inside tuple, then you have to say reference dot method name. There are generic functions like this. Then we should pass your data structure directly to that function. We cannot say reference dot on this and this kind of functions. Okay, these are all regular functions, normal functions. Okay, are you following? So now let's see here how to work with index and count. Okay, shall I? So x dot index of, I am taking hello. What is the index of hello? 1 minute. Okay, I have to use like this then directly. Oh, T, right? It is T, right? Our reference is T, I hope. Can you see that now? Functioning or not? Is it working? Right. Next one. Tuple dot. Suppose I have a tuple like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, comma 1, 2, 3, 4, comma 1, 2, 3, 4, something like this. Okay. Now I just apply like this. X dot count of 2. What do I get now? How many times? How many occurrences 2 is having? 2 has occurred for how many times? It has repeated for, that is count function. Very useful function, sir, in coding. I hope we can apply same on index and find functions are there on list also. And count can be applicable on list also, sir. On which one? List. I think I'll show you with list also. I think we missed this function or we have discussed. If I missed it, just have an idea. So x dot count of 3. Yes. We can also apply count on list function. I'll give a small use case. Will you work on that? Are you ready? Can you try this now? With count function, one functionality, one program. Ready? Next, try this. Write a program. Write a program. This is the text I am giving to you. I am taking a small text to you. The text is this. Bitty bought a bitter butter. Okay. But butter is bitter. So what she does? So she bought. Just take it, no problem. Use spaces as delimiters, not an issue. But butter is a bitter, so she bought a better butter to make bitter butter better. Leave it. This is tongue twister, but it's not about that. This is the text, a string, a very big string. What I need is I want you to find out. Take this. When you split it, if this is a string, when you split this by space, it will return a list of strings. What it returns, sir? And from that list, I want you to find word count. What you should find? I'm interlinking all the functionalities. So one, applying split function. Two, how to get it into list. Three, on that list, how to get the word count. Applying count function. Of course, we are in the tuple example, no doubt about that. Even you can try the same with tuple also. Are you following or not? Maybe you can convert that list to tuple. If you want to deal with tuple, convert that list to tuple, apply count. You know how to convert list to tuple? You get a list. Understood? Now you convert it to tuple. On the tuple, find word count. Our network today. Guys, are you following? Is audio clear for all of you? Those who are online? Okay. So let's try this now. So first take it as a string and then apply split and then you get a list convert to a tuple. On that tuple, find the word counter. Write a program to find what? Word count. What counter? Word count. I want you to find out how many times each word is occurring. You can take the help of count function. Which function? This word count function, if you are from big data, this is done with some built-in example. There is a map and reduce functions. With the help of that, people do that. But the same thing we are doing without taking anybody's help. Customized logic. Following? Try this now. So these sessions I told you in the beginning, and again I am telling in every session. See, it will be programming, and that needs patience. Only I believe hardly 20 to 30 percent people have that patience, not 100%. But if you can withstand that, then you can play with your Python. What is this? Skillshare.com. Any progress? Any progress? I'll show you how to do step by step clearly. Step 1. First, split this string. What do you have to do? You have to split it to find word count. Step 1. I'll give algorithm, small algorithm. Split a string. Step 2. This by default when you apply split function, it will split all this whole string into and return as a list of strings. How it returns? Step 2. As I told you, as you are in the tuple example. So let us do the implementation on tuple more than list. Okay, both are fine. I told you both are almost same with some fundamental differences. One is dynamic, the other one is static. One is mutable, the other one is immutable. Okay. Step 2, convert to, but this is not necessary in real applications. Okay, convert to tuple, but still tuple gives better performance. If you convert to tuple also nothing wrong. Why? It gives performance, right? So there is nothing wrong in that. That is a good idea also. Step 3, what you have to do? First find out all the unique elements, unique words. So there are repetitive duplicate words, right? I don't want duplicates. What I have to do first of all, first find out how many unique words are there in the given string or in the tuple. So find means you should again write a code to find duplicate words or unique words. Should avoid duplicates now. Okay, write a program. Again now find uh, find unique words. Means repeated unique in sense maybe let me correct it. There are duplicates. I don't want duplicates. All the words has to come for how many times? Just only for one time. Okay. Uh, First find one occurrence of each word. Get a single occurrence of all words and put it into one list, avoiding duplicates. Or create a list. Create a list. Avoiding what, gentlemen? Avoiding duplicates. Now you iterate this list and check how many times the count is coming in the tuple. Okay, step 4. Iterate list and check the count of each word in tuple. If you didn't understand this, I'll show you step by step clearly. A quick idea, right? So this is how you have to learn it. If algorithm is there, it gives better analysis. Still you get understanding improves. Shall I try it now? Online folks? Shall I? Okay. I think a few of our friends had already solved it, but I am also showing you. Let us see if it is same or are we doing something different here. It's good that no, you are giving me answers. I'm happy for that. So first of all, let's take a string. String equal to triple quotes. What quotes you have to take here? Not double quotes, because multi-line strings has to be in what quotes? Triple. Got it right? If you put double quotes, you get error. Okay, that is only for how, what kind of string? Single line strings. If you are keeping everything in one line, also of course it's fine. But if you want to put it in multiple lines, what you have to do? Go for triple quotes now. What is the requirement? Word count. Okay. First split it. So str list equal to string list or word list equal to, okay, s dot, I should split by what? This is a split function available in string class. Split by space. Let me just print it and see it at w list. You got a list here, right? Okay. Because as I just pushed enter, that new line is coming, not a problem. But somewhere I am seeing some empty spaces. What I have to do is I'll do one thing. Might be it's because of this, okay? And this also. I'll do one thing. I'll put it in a single line to avoid all this. This is fine, right? Let us have this in a single line first, just to avoid all that new lines. Now it is perfect, right? Can you see it now? Now you find word count. You got a list or not? Can you see it now? Did you get list or not, folks? No. The simple way as Sandeep does, the easiest to approach is this. But we have to see whether it is giving us a 100% accurate fine-tuned output, or we have to tune it. Sandeep has done like this for what is that, W in a W list. W is what? W list is a list. Now, what shall I do? W list dot count of what? W. Is it simple? What this gives us? W list is your list. Or you can also convert this to what I asked you to convert to tuple. How do you convert it to tuple? Tuple, list equal to, okay. How do I convert? Use tuple function. Pass your W list to that. Yes sir. Now this gets converted to tuple or not? So same thing here. Instead of iterating, you can iterate which one? T list. Then do you have a count function available in tuple or not? T list dot count of W. This is one possible way of doing this, but we'll see. We don't get any output because why? We have to use print statement, right? If I just do like that, it will give the count, but you have to preserve the count or not. So what should I do now? I can print it. Print off. Also, I want to know what is the word exactly. Which word is being printed? Sir, no, I am finding count or not. So you do one thing. The easiest way is this, not to get confused. Take one count variable. So count count equal to initialize count of that word to this count variable. Now print it. How do you print it? You have to print in the loop itself. Print of W comma count. Is this fine now? This is not fine-tuned output. Let's run this now. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Shall I run this now? So you can see here now. Bit T1, bot 2, A1, better 3, butter 4, but 1, butter 4, is 1, better 3, so 1, she 1, bot. Again, okay. Butter is coming for repetitively, right? Bot is coming repetitively. Okay. Can you see this? Bot came for 2 times. Butter came for how many times? 1, 2, 3 or 4 times. Of course, count is perfect. But what is the missing here? It is not a fine-tuned output. Every word, should get output for how many times? Only for what is bitty? Count of bitty, count of butter, count of butter. That's all. We should not print it again and again. This is not fine-tuned output. What output? So what do we do right now? So we have to first of all get a unique list of all the words. Are you following this now? This anyhow to this level most of the developers will do. This is a basic solution. So how do you tune it now? Are you following this now? Did you understand what we have done here in this code? We split it, converted to tuple, and then applied a count function. I iterated every word. I took this word and then I found count of that word in the tuple and initialize that count a variable. And now this W is the word which I am trying to get the count. Okay, that I am printing and count I am printing. But what is missing here? Tuning of output. So I am going to tune it. How? First of all, let me get the unique list of words. So U list. Removing duplicates first of all from the list. How do I remove duplicates? I have given a code to you. U list equal to empty first of all. Now for W in W list colon. Okay. If W not in U list, then what should I do? This use case I have already taught you. I taught this in last week. How to remove duplicate elements from a list. That can be applicable for string or integers or decimals or any kind of data. Are you following? If W not in U list, if it is not there, then add it to which one? U list dot unique list dot append of W. This is unique elements now. Following or not? So if you want to check it, what you can do? You can print this and check it out. Print of U list. There you can print a W list is printed. We need to modify a bit in this looping. I am going to do that change. Now run this. So this is unique list. Which one? Second list is what list? It is a list after removing duplicates. No duplicates in this. This has duplicates. In fact, we have applied a kind of what is that? A set operation here. What operation? Set. Set removes all the duplicates. Are you following or not? So how do you find this output? Now here iterate this U list. U list. Now you have converted this which one? W list to tuple here, right? Following or not? First list has all words with duplicates. Second list has U list has only unique words without duplicates. Now I have converted the original source list to tuple. Now I am iterating this unique list. Which list? Every time when I iterate one word from unique list is extracted to W, is copied to W. Now I should check this word. I should check for this word how many times it is iterating. Where should I say check? In the tuple list. Which list? Now what should I do now? W count equal to T list of W. This time you see now. Now you run this code now. I have modified this here. Can you see? Instead of T list, I have made it as what list? Unique list. This time unique list iterated. Every time from that one word is copied to this. We don't have duplicates in U list. And on top of that, I am going to the tuple list and verifying how many times this particular word is iterating, occurring, or how many times this word is repeated. Are you following or not? Now run module. This time if you see, is there any change in output? Observe the output carefully. Difference is there or not? What did you get? Did you get exact word count which we are expecting? Bitty one time, bought two times, A1, bitter 3, butter 4, but 1, is 1, so 1, she 1, but better 2, 2 1, make 1. Is there any difference in previous output to this output? A perfect word count, right? Exactly each word how many times it is occurring. Without again and again giving the same result, isn't it? Is it fine-tuned result or not? Understood now? Did you understand the logic which I have explained, all of you? So for this, you need to have the fundamentals. See, all our sessions have a connection. That is one thing. It's like building a small house from the pillar itself. Okay. I think this is helpful also, right? See, trust me. If you can work on all this tomorrow, somewhere again, I am telling you, you remember me. If you are working on Python, definitely you remember me. Online folks, is it clear? Only Sandeep is responding. At least I have 16 members here. How about others? Kotesh, Raju, Ranil, Sandhya, Shiva,
Yes,
Shubham. How about others?
yes, yes, we
You
got
know,
the
see, when you
point.
go
Yes,
to with the complete programming approach, it's not that much, like entertained a session, but we have to bear it. Okay, next one after this. Tested, sir, all of you? So you can test all these built-in functions on tuple again. How to find length, how to find minimum element in tuple, max element in tuple, and sorted and comparison. You can test all this. We have tested the same in list also. Yes or no? This note is not necessary. Somewhere, I collected it, but I don't feel it makes sense. Okay. Suppose I want to find length of tuple. How do I find length of tuple? Tell me. This is my tuple. Okay, x is a tuple, right? Will you agree? So len of x. This returns length of tuple. Min of x, minimum element from tuple. Max of x, maximum element from. Okay, sorted off. Now tuple. Even see, can you see this now? When I sort a tuple, it is returning. See the output here. What it is returning? Okay, so that is fine. Observe the data structure it is returning. Is it list or tuple? Means what is that? Can we modify tuple? We didn't test it, right? Let me show you. X of 0. X is a tuple. Still X is a tuple, sir. Can you see it? Parenthesis. It is not list. If you confuse this output for list means it is not. So when you apply sort on tuple, sorting is done on tuple and the result is returned as why? Why can't the sorting can be done on tuple itself and why don't it return tuple? What is your answer? What is your answer? Because tuple is immutable. You cannot modify tuple among tuple itself. You extract all the elements from tuple, convert it to the list, apply sorting on list and return it. That is what happening. You want to try this algorithm yourself? Shall we customize this algorithm? Shall we write a code for this ourselves? Tell me guys, yes or no? Sorted function gave some output. Shall we simulate the same algorithm? Shall we write it? I don't have code, but we can try it. Are you ready? Online folks, what about you? Tell me, you have energy or are you want some glucose now? You are not able to see the screen. How about others? You confirm please, Sandeep and Kotesh and some others. I am seeing Shubhan can't see the screen.
Yeah, we are able to see.
Use with your network, Shubham. Okay. Shall we try this now? The behavior of sorted function. For this, first of all, you need to have idea about certain things. You should know how to sort elements from a list. We didn't try that example anyhow, but we can try it. If you ask me, at least I am sure that I can redesign most of the API in the Python. They are not so difficult. API in sense you can create your own functions, your own API. How this function, you can create a function and create a class and put all these functions in that and apply. You understand? So let me show you. You are interested, right? I'll show you. Let us take the same elements. Okay. Shall I? How the elements are sorted here? 1 1 2 2 3 3 3 4 4 4. Before sorting, these elements are this. Isn't it or not? So what I'll do is I'll copy all this. I'll take the source. Now I am putting into my idle. Okay. Now first convert this to list if you want to apply sorting. They had written a function. Who had written function? Python people. When I go to functions, I'll show you how to recreate your own functions. See, logic, everything is same what we are writing here. We are all applying the whole logic part inside that function. Only thing is we are not keeping that wrapper. Understood? But the functionality which has to be inside that function, we are implementing. Are you following or not? Keeping a function on top of that is not difficult. Understanding logic is something which is very important. So let me convert this to list first. How do you convert tuple to list? Tell me. Some y equal to. Okay, are you following now how these functions are useful now? If I should convert tuple to list to tuple, these conversion functions rescue us. They are going to help us. List of what? No, print of x, print of even the same, even in the function sorted function, they do this. They pass this tuple as input parameter, convert that to list and apply sorting on that list, and they will return it to you. They return what? They return list only. They don't return tuple. Are you following? Understood. Suppose if you ask me, sir, I want that output also in the list, in the tuple itself, sir. Again, convert that list to. Are you following the process? Are you following how to play with the conversions? Interesting, right? If you understand, programming is the most interesting. It is the most loving wife. If you don't understand, most horrible husband or wife. Okay. Okay. I'm just only, I don't know how to keep, coming back to this now. For what should I do now? Should do the sorting. How do you do sort function? See, if you want to make it so simple, already sort function is there in list itself. Apply sort and the easiest way. What is the easiest way? Apply sort on list and directly you can do that, isn't it or not? Suppose you want to do customized logic. What logic? Bubble sort or cell sort or any kind. There are so many sorts here. Quick sort, selection sort. You can apply whatever sort you want. I am using bubble sort. Which sort? So for I in Y, I am taking sorting here. So my Y has all these elements. To sort it, what should I do now? I should point to first one, first index. Which index? The element in the first index. Element in sense not one. It might be two or it might be three. It keeps changing. So I'll take this first index as pivot element. Which element? Pivot. Comparison. And I'll compare rest of all the elements with the element in the first index. Listen carefully. What I'll take? I will take first index 0, compare the element in the 0 index with all the rest of the elements. Means I need two loops here. One loop to point to first index, another loop to iterate the list of the elements. Are you following this or not? How many loops are required? Okay, so here actually this is not the way we use it. We have to use it like this. For I in I should find I should use range function here. I have to take care of which function? I cannot directly say for I in Y and I keep comparing. It's not possible. What should I do now? I have to take range function. For I in a range of, I should start with 0 comma length of what? Length of X. Sorry, I'm really sorry. Length of Y. But of course, length of X are both are same size, so no issues here. Even if you take X also, it's acceptable, but not to get confused. Once you know what you are doing, then once you have a perfect understanding, how you play with it is your choice. Now what should I do now? This gives this iterates from 0 to the length is around 9 elements, right? 9 or 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 11 elements. This first loop iterates through 11. Length of Y returns 11. The last element is excluded, so I am not saying -1 here. If you are wondering why this guy didn't put -1, are you following? Next again for what is that? For J in range of, I have to iterate from if if we are pointing, if I is pointing to 0 index, then J should point to the rest of it, should iterate through the rest of all the elements. So range of what should I take? I plus 1 comma I plus 1 comma what should I do now? Length of here also same. It has to iterate till the end only. Are you following or not? So if I is pointing to first index, J should point to from the next index. Even J can start from 0 also, but unnecessary comparison. There is nothing wrong if J starts from 0. Understood now? Now, if y of y of I. 1 minute, guys. I think I am almost running. Rescue. If y of I greater than y of j, then what should I do now? Use parenthesis or otherwise don't use anything. Okay, for if. So take one variable temp t equal to y of I, then y of I equal to y of j, then y of j equal to t. That's all right. This is how you have to do the bubbles. You have to apply a simple swap function here. Once you do the comparison of elements, what you have to do? Apply swapping. So now after this, print this y. Did you get it? 1 1 2 2 3 3. Yes or no? Sorted or not? Perfect. Now you are thinking about logic, how it is working. It's simple. I'll just explain. Somebody is expecting me to explain logic, the what is that, the background, how it is working. Simple. It's like this. This is list of elements. If you look at this, 1 minute, guys. Understand the execution flow. This range function point iterates from the first loop, iterates from 0 through length of the 0 through length of y. What is length of y? 11. Means it will iterate up to 0 to 10. That is the index. 0 to 10 is the end index of this list is a tuple or list is 10. Means here this is going to be iterated from 0 to 10. What? 0 to 10. Understood? Again, this is going to be iterated how? This is comment, nothing to worry, you can ignore it. If I put something after comment, you don't get any errors, it is ignored. Okay. This is going to be iterated from what? I plus 1. If I is 0, suppose. What is I? 0. Means this iterates for how many times? This iterates from 9 times. Sorry, 10 times. How many times? If I is 1, this iterates for 9 times. If I is 2, this iterates for 8 times. If I is 3, this iterates for 7 times. Are you following or not? If outer loop iterates for 1 time, inner loop iterates until the condition is satisfied. Okay. Actually, it starts, if it is first iteration 1, it starts with I plus 1. 0 plus 1, how much? 1 comma. Length of y. What is length of y? Same 10. When I is 0, j iterates through 1 through 10. Are you following this or not? Now, y of I greater than y of j. What is y of I? What is there in I? I is the index, just it represents index, not value. Y of I represents the element here. Is 1 greater than y of j? What is there in j? Is 1 greater than 2? True or false? So no swapping happens. Swapping happens, see, this is actually sorting in ascending order. So here the first element is taken and it will verify if all the elements in this list are if it is the smallest element. Are you following? So we are checking for smallest element. Understood, no? So y of I means 1 greater than this one. Are you following? So are you following here or not? Yes, we are checking for smallest element, and if that condition is false, then it will get swapped. As 1 is the smallest element, how many ever comparisons you do, all get false here. Now you take 2. Are you following? Now you see, now you are checking for the next smallest element. If any other element is greater than the smallest element, then you have to do the small swapping. Understood or not? No. So you take 2 now. Verify it. 2 greater than 3. True or false? 2 greater than 4. True or false? 2 greater than 1. True or false? Observe it carefully. True. Understood or not? No. Means there is a small element other than 2. Now you have to swap it. Are you following? No. 1 is smaller than 2, right? Means now you are checking if any element is greater than the other part. Then if it is true, then you have to swap it with this greatest element with the smallest. Swapping is simple. This is a nursery standard code. You move this element from 1 to 2, from 2 to 1. Change the positions. Between, you are taking the help of a temporary variable. Are you following or not? Clear? Now, see, you have to trace your program or algorithm. You have to build the algorithm. You have to compare x of 0 greater than x of 1, x of 0 greater than x of 2, x of 0 greater than x of 3, x of 0 greater than x of 4. If it is true, swap it. Now move to the next. Once this complete whole iteration is executed for one time, one element is sorted. Now you move to the next element. This is 1. Now I had moved to 1. Now it starts with the again what 1 comma 10, and this starts with the 2 comma 10. Now you are comparing element from first index, x of 1 greater than x of 2. This now you are pointing to this now, after first iteration. X of 1 greater than x of 2, x of 1 greater than x of 3, x of 1 greater than x of 4. True or false? If it is true, swap it. Where it is true? Now 2 is greater than 1. Then swap this to this position and this to this position. Again keep comparing. To which value you keep comparing? The same value. X of 1 greater than. Now what is there in 1 after doing this swapping? Now here you have 1, here you have 2. Now what is the element here now after swapping? 1. Don't forget that. Now x of 1 greater than x of how much? 5. True or false? Means here 1 is there. After swapping it becomes how much? 1. 1 greater than 2 now. True or false? 1 greater than 3. True or false? 1 greater than 4. True or false? 1 greater than 2. True or false? 1 greater than 3. True or false? 1 greater than 4. True or false? False. Because that is the smallest element. After that, no other condition will be true. Are you following up? Now, again, I moves to 2 and j moves to 3. Following or not? Getting nanny? Now you are comparing element from this second index to the rest of all other elements. How? Is 3 greater than 4 true? What is there in second index? It has 3 now. 3 greater than 4, true or false? False. 3 greater than 1, true or false? Then what happens? The element here is exchanged to this side and that side. Now x of 2 has 1 after swapping. Now you are comparing, sorry, 1 or, sorry, not 1, 2. X of 1 has what? 2. Now you are comparing 2 with the rest of all other elements. And while comparing, if any other element is less than 2, then you have to swap it. Means if it is greater, then swap it. Understood, no? That's how this works. And this happens for how many iterations? Until all the elements get sorted. Following or not? Gnani, still you are in confusion? Is it perfectly sorted, right? You got clarity now? Already, I think. Yes, yes. Tuple cannot be modified. But you can convert this result to what? You can do this. How? So again, x equal to tuple of you cannot do anything. No swap, no change into that. Print x after converting to tuple. Print of x. You got sorted tuple this time. Yes, sir. Clear now? We'll stop here, sir. There are few more observations we have to do. So I told you, right? If the learners or audience are really interested, I want to get into more deeper programming, deeper coding. But problem is finding the qualitative audience. That is the issue. Maybe I can still get a bit level, low level, and I explain also. I'm assuming that you have some idea, but still we are doing from very scratch itself. Still we can go to the low level. I can get down to whatever the level the learner is demanding. Not a problem. Clear, right? So now next one. Is it clear to all of you now? So that's how you can play with what is that? See, this is sorted function. The same functionality they'll put it in sorted function. How they define sorted function like this? If you want to know, if you are curious, how they are going to define it means all this code exists inside this. How? I'll just show you. Just an idea for you. Def sum sorted, and they'll take one parameter some x colon, and they implement all this code inside that. I'll just show you. You can see now how function gets implemented, a built-in function. Okay, just tell me if any indentation is missing anywhere. Okay, so here you can directly, you don't need to put print also, just you can say x, just return it, return x. Okay, over. Now while calling sort, this is function, same code, right? This is how function is implemented. It is taking one parameter. What is that one parameter? It is nothing but input parameter. What is our input parameter? Tuple. Now how do you call it? Simply some y equal to 1 minute. Y equal to, this is how you get called. I'm just showing you. You don't need to understand anything here. How function is implemented. Just to show that, except that keeping that this code in function, the logic, everything is same, right? So you should know first logic. These are all simple things. Understood? If you have rice, everything, getting cooker is not big issue. Function is just a small cooker. But all other things you have to prepare. Okay, now sorted off x. Maybe if you get confused, you can put it as a some T, just to make sure it is a different name. So st sorted tuple. Okay. Now print of what? This is how the function is implemented. Let me just run it. X is not defined. Where is that X?
No. So we need to change to T.
Which one? Yeah.
Y equal to list of T.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Rest of the code is fine, not an issue. I didn't make much changes. Let me see. Got it right? Same output or not? Yes or no? Means what is the difference you found? Means whatever the code we write is same. But just we have added a module here. So function provides the modularization. If I put in function, all this code in function, I can call this any number of times. Again, I can call sorted for 10 times, 100 times. If I don't put it under function, I cannot call it again and again. It can be just useful only for one time. The difference is that. The advantage of functions is it gives you modularization. Are you following now? Is this what the function name this API people have given us? Yes or no? Now I have recreated a same function with same functionality with more meaningful output, isn't it? Or not? I have modified output as listed to tuple. Yes or no? Understood, no?
Can we create with SORT name?
Huh?
Can we create with SORT name, not sorted? SORT.
That's your choice. See, functions, we don't have an issue with function. You can keep, this is your function. You can use sort or you can use sorted. Anything is fine. It will work. Because it is not a keyword. Keywords you cannot reuse. But function names you can keep, you can use it, but not to get confused. If you know, okay, this is your function, it's fine. Got it right? Online folks, is it fine? Got an idea? So next one after this. So we have done min, max, all that sorted. Comparison means it will see whether this if two tuples are having same number of same values, it returns a 0. Otherwise, it gives you some ASCII difference or Unicode difference. That's all. Not that. I think there is a fixed results. If tuple 1 comes before tuple 2 some 1 and like -1, that's all. Okay. Possible outputs are this. We'll see it in next session. Okay, tomorrow. Following? Again, I am telling. I know. You have to learn in this way only. This is a hard way, but the best way. It's not like how many concepts you have learned. It's like how many algorithms you are able to implement. You learn try that approach. Clear now? Anyhow, I will upload this in YouTube. Please share with your friends. Please, what is that? Bring it to, so take it to your some other people also. Tell them what difference you are seeing in these sessions than other sessions. That would be helpful for us. We are not expecting anything from you. Okay. Maybe if you are learning, if you are able to implement better, that gives us more happiness. For that, if you want, you can come to my home and you can also ask questions. I am in Hyderabad. If you are from local, you are free to come to home and clarify your doubts also, because I don't have no issues there. Okay. Yeah. Sandeep, actually, sure. Actually, sometimes I will be doing up to 1 o'clock also. Today, there is some personal work, so I am stopping here. Otherwise, we will be doing it, Sandeep. Okay, not like that. Got it right? Any questions? Yeah, please. What's your question?
డబుల్ కింద కూడా ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయొచ్చు అని చెప్పి అదే సార్ట్ అని పెట్టుకున్నాం కదా ఫంక్షన్ డెఫ్ అని చెప్పేసి దాన్ని ఏపీఐలో పెడితే మనం ఆ సార్ట్ ఫంక్షన్ కూడా యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు సార్టెడ్ లాగా
API already it's there in API.
సార్టెడ్ అనేది ఉంది సార్ట్ అనేది
Sort is there. Sort is there in some functions. For some no, for some kind of API they use sort. For some kind of API they will be sorted. I think on list I hope it should be sort. I hope sort. I am not sure, but
వేరే నేమ్ పెట్టి సార్ట్ అల్గోరిథం పెడితే మనం ఆ నేమ్ ఇక్కడ యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు.
You can use it. Not an issue. Okay. Okay, guys. Any questions? We'll meet again. No, I'll continue. We'll finish off tomorrow. Tomorrow, the very important session. That is set and dictionary. Very useful. So we do a lot of combinational, applications. Today we have done all the combinations only, right? String. We have included string also. String, list, and tuple. Worked with 3 different things. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you. Chalo.